Namaskar. Good morning everyone to our online lecture series. So today's topic for discussion is about Guestology, a journey to achieve customer service excellence. So till now we have covered various aspects regarding services marketing, why they are important and what is their unique characteristics and what is the problem normally faced by the modern day marketeers. Today we are going further towards discussing about an interesting concept, a very famous strategy called Guestology, which has been adopted and which has been successfully adopted by one of the biggest companies, one of the most popular companies in the world, that is Walt Disney Corporation USA. Now, if we see, this class will concentrate on the subject of delivering excellence in service delivery. If you are a service provider and you need to constantly and cleverly and efficiently deliver your services to the customer in order to gain their trust, in order to improve your brand reputation, in order to become popular and retain it over a longer period of time, you need to implement such strategies in your business. One of those famous strategies is known as Guestology. The term Guestology is developed and successfully being used by one of the best brands in the services sector, the Walt Disney Company USA. Why we are saying it as the best brand? Because some years back there was a study on various service providing companies to find out whose customers are the happiest one, the customer who comes out after availing a particular service, what is their feedback regarding their experiences, and the Walt Disney Company was topper of that list. Therefore, one of the best service provider in the world is Walt Disney Company. And why? The researcher again, they tried to figure out what was the reason behind the success they're generating, and that was found to be with Guestology. The basic idea behind Guestology is we need to understand and cater to the guest accordingly. As a service providing company, as a service provider, you need to understand what exactly is being expected by me, by my customer, and you need to try your best, try your level best in order to provide that kind of service, that level of service to the customers, and cater to the guest accordingly. Then obviously we can going to create magic at every step of our service delivery process. So as we have discussed earlier, during the 90s, a sweeping change has occurred all over the world. If you remember, we were discussing about Second World War, aftermath of Second World War, how the world was divided between two poles. One was with USA and another one was with USSR. Both were the superpowers in the world. There was a Cold War period between them, aftermath of the Second World War till 1991, when the Soviet Union disintegrated into 15 other countries. Then after 90s, during the early part and later into the 90s, the sweeping change that occurred all over the world is called as your LP&G. What is that? Localization, privatization and globalization. Due to this concept that also we have discussed already, globalization means diminishing your physical, financial and psychological barrier between different countries so that free flow of trade can happen between different countries. Then due to this globalization, the term consumerism, the power to the consumer, the choice given to the consumer has increased a lot, which is known as your consumerism. Consumer has become more and more demanding. Now the consumer wants to be treated as kings, that is to receive all the processes and product and as well as services of the highest standard and of the superior quality at competitive pricing. So due to this process of globalization, the term consumerism has begun in the market. Consumerism means the more number of choices available in the market, the more amount of expectation you are generating in the minds of the customer. Now the customer are expected to be treated as kings. Like kings, they should be having more number of choices. Like kings, they need to receive all the product and services of the highest standard, that too with a competitive pricing, and their level of expectation has grown up like anything. If they are not going to be satisfied with your offering, that takes a very mere choice for them to switch to another service provider. The more number of options that they have in the marketplace, the less they are brand loyalist. They are demanding for more, they are expecting for more, and if they are not satisfied with the one particular service provider, it becomes very easier for them to shift to another service provider, because there are plenty of options available. The companies are fighting to gain the lucrative pie from that market, and they are ready to offer any level of service as per the demand of the customer. Therefore, in order to gain sustainable competitive advantage over the competition, we need to be offering them highest standard of quality at a competitive pricing. Therefore, maintaining and obtaining to get to a position and to maintain that position for a longer period of time is more of a challenging task in today's hyper competitive marketplace. Therefore, what we can do as a marketeer, the marketeer has to constantly keep a vigil. Vigil means you need to be alert, you need to be vigilant in order to explore new avenues to offer new types of services, best in class quality, better services, processes, and innovative ways to reach to the customer in order to differentiate your brand from others. See, as we have discussed till now, services are nothing but the experiences. Therefore, it becomes very difficult for both the customer as well as the service provider in order to define and display their quality in terms of services. Therefore, we need to be very alert as a service providing company, as a whole, as an organization. We need to be vigilant as well as alert in order to find new types of services, best in class quality, better level of services, processes, and innovative ways to the reach to our customer in order to make us stand out from the crowd, make us stand out from the rest, so that we can gain as well as we can maintain that position, that competitive position over a longer period of time. So why services marketing are important and its characteristics? Already we have covered. A nation's GDP, which is defined as the total income generated from all people staying in that particular country in a given year, is called as your gross domestic product over a period of time. And it is been fueled by basically three sectors. One is agriculture, second one is manufacturing, that is hardwood production, and third one is services. That already we have covered. In a country like USA, around 80% of the GDP, national GDP, is being contributed by the services sector. Similarly, in a country like India, more than 70, it's around 72 to 73% of the GDP is contributed by the services sector. Within the services sector, again, there were many types of operations, there were many types of businesses, there are many types of examples that falls under the category of services. So within that service sector, the travel, tourism and hospitality sector plays an important role in the economy, contributing to the national GDP. An important aspect of the services sector is your tourism and hospitality sector. But as we have discussed already, services are more difficult than the product due to various characteristics. What are those characteristics? Just to remind you all: intangibility, simultaneous production and consumption, perishability and variability. Intangibility means services cannot be touched, gripped, handled, looked at, smelled, tasted or heard before we actually purchase them. Services are just an experience passing on from the service provider to the customers. Similarly, services simultaneous means services are offered and consumed during the same period of time. The service provider as well as the consumer has to be present on the same platform if we want our services to be delivered smoothly and efficiently to the customers Perishability, services has to be consumed as they are generated. You cannot store the services for a longer period of time. And variability. Variability means the consumer perceives the service delivery differently, which defines their level of perception about the quality of the services. So services varies, the quality of services varies from person to person, from day to day, even in a given day, from time to time. Therefore, what is the implication? It becomes always a very difficult task for the service marketers to build, to attract, to deliver and retain their customers, to build a sustainable service delivery system. Because of the unique characteristics of the services, because services are very difficult to judge, therefore for the service marketers it often becomes very difficult in order to attract, in order to bring in order to deliver, in order to cater, in order to satisfy and in order to retain their consumer, to build a sustainable service delivery system. Because in services sector there is actually no particular product or its technology or its feature that can attract a customer and retain him. Therefore it is the perceived service quality, it is the way the service is delivered to the customer, the service delivery process which are different, the people who provides the services, the equipments through which the services are performed, the physical facility, the physical environment in which services are delivered, that binds the customer, that attracts the customer, that holds the customer for a longer period of time. Because services are just an experience, therefore while judging the quality of the services, all these factors, the person who is providing, the equipment through which it is being provided, the service environment through which it is being provided, all plays important role in case of servicing the customer. Now, this is also, we have discussed earlier, the quality of services are defined as the customer's expectation before availing a service and their perception after availing the services. Before I am visiting a place, there is certain kind of expectations in my mind regarding the outcome of the services. Similarly, after I avail the services, my feedback regarding the services are known as my perception. So the difference between the expectation and perception gives me the quality of services. If the perception score is higher than the expectation score, then obviously for me the services quality is good. In case of the other way around, if my expectations were higher and perception are low, then obviously the quality for me is not up to the standard. When discussing the concept of quality, we need to understand some principles. What are those principles? Service quality is majorly dependent upon and defined by the customers, not by the company. See, at any point of time, in the case of services marketing, the company cannot define the services quality. Why? Because it is the duty of the company to offer certain experience to the customer. It is up to the customers who can define the services, because they are going to perceive about your services, they are going to feel your services, they are going to experience your services. Therefore the service quality is mainly dependent upon and often defined by the customer side. Then service quality is more difficult for consumers to evaluate than the quality of good, as they are basically intangible in nature. See, services are just an experience. You cannot touch it or see it before you actually avail it. Just you need to experience it. If I am going to have a haircut, if the barber has not performed the haircut, it becomes very difficult for me to judge the quality of the barber. Therefore, I need to avail that his services in order to judge whether he has performed a good job or not. Therefore, it becomes very difficult to evaluate in comparison to product. Product quality, obviously before buying that, I can take a test drive. I can avail that product so that I can be using that product and say that yes, it is of good quality, then I can buy it. But in case of services, it becomes very difficult for the consumer to evaluate the quality of services in comparison to the evaluation of product quality. Third one is service quality perception result from a comparison of what consumer expected prior to the service and perceived level of service received. See,
As we have discussed, the quality of service is equal to customer's perception minus customer's expectation. Before availing the product or service, what was my expectation, and after availing the product and services, what is my feedback. So obviously, as a company, I cannot handle the expectation of any customer. Maybe while visiting to me, the customer is having high level of expectation. So I can, as a company, cannot control that thing. What I can control is the perception score by providing the high level quality to the best of my ability. So services tend to be higher in, if you remember, there were three types of service quality. One was search quality, second one was experience quality, third one was credence quality. Search quality is the that attribute the consumers can evaluate prior to purchase of any product or services. They can feel it, they can touch it like mobile phone, like a vehicle, like any hard goods. I can obviously touch it, feel it, and evaluate it prior to purchase that product or service. But the experience quality are those attributes that the consumer can evaluate only during or after the consumption process. Means haircut, healthcare services, your any type of services like going out for dinner. I need to have that dinner first, then only I can evaluate whether I become satisfied or not. Similarly, credence qualities are those attributes that the consumers find it difficult to evaluate even after consumption is over. There are certain other type of services where the consumers find it often difficult to evaluate whether that services have satisfied their need or not. Therefore, services tend to be high in experience and credence qualities, while products tend to be high in search qualities. Therefore, in case of your services marketing, it becomes more difficult for the service provider in order to assess the views of the customers and give them what they need at a very affordable as well practicable manner. Then this aim of providing best-in-class quality service may be achieved by, so how to achieve customer satisfaction in case of services. Till now we have discussed that is a very hectic job, that is a very difficult job, but how to do it? Some of the simplest means is to understand and improve the operational process of developing and offering the services. You need to understand how the services are generated, what is expected out of them, and how to better equipped in order to provide best in quality service. Then quickly identifying the problems, if any, systematically solving them. You as a service provider need to be vigilant, that we have already discussed. You need to be proactive before actually any problem happens. Proactively you need to identify the problems that they may face in future and systematically solving them. Establishing valid and reliable service performances measures. See, as services are just an experience, as services cannot be touched or seen before it is actually performed, it becomes very difficult to efficiently measure them. So how to measure your services quality? Well, essentially they are intangible in nature. That is also very important in case of service delivery. Therefore, we need to establish valid as well as reliable service performance measure. You need to improvise the scale in order to find out, see, how much I like it. A service, any service, a doctor's treatment, a barber's haircut, etc. How to do this without establishing a valid, robust and reliable scale. Then ensuring constant level of optimum service delivery system. If your customer believes that your service delivery system is good, efficient or optimum, then you need to work upon ensuring the constant performance of that service delivery network. Then customer service excellence is the basic one and only strategy used by the most successful and leading service providing companies all over the world, and it gives the company that much needed wow factor to differentiate one brand from others. See, essentially when the company and its competitor are into services sector, it often becomes very difficult for the customer to differentiate between them. Therefore, in order to become successful, in order to provide that wow, that extra, that bling for your company in comparison to other, you need to differentiate your company from others. And regarding the same, Guestology is one of the most important methodology in providing the customer service excellence to the customer in order to increase your market share and earn profitability simultaneously. At one point of time, you are earning profits, and another point of time you are earning more market share. More and more number of customers are buying your services. So let's look into the details of Guestology from the discoverer's eye, the Walt Disney Company. So what is that the product or service that is offered by the Walt Disney Company? The basic service that they are into is called as your entertainment. The Walt Disney Company has been delivering magical experience to millions. It is their legendary quality in providing the product and services. If we search for the reason of the same, why they have become successful over a period of time, there are plenty of competitors available in the market, but still, from their inception till now, the Walt Disney Company has maintained its position as one of the best service provider in the world. And if we search for the reason of the same, we can find the term Guestology at the center of its core. The reason behind this wow factor of exceeding the guest expectation. See, when we say the word wow, we feel amused. We feel, yes, we have not seen anything like this. That is called as your exceeding the expectation of the guest in every aspect by the Walt Disney Company. And some of the core strategies that is followed in this Guestology approach is superlative face-to-face service. You need to make it sure that whenever your customer and the service provider are coming face to face, whenever there is the service encounter phase is going on, you need to be very cautious. Then paying close attention to every aspect of guest experience, not only during the service encounter. If you remember, service are delivered in three phases: pre-service delivery, during service delivery, and post-service delivery. And you as a company need to take care of your customer in all these three categories. Then analyzing the experience from guest perspective, you as a company need to put yourself in the shoes of the guest in order to find what exactly is being expected from my company. Then understanding the needs and wants of the guest. What do you mean by need? Need are the basic human requirements. I am feeling hungry, so I can have anything in order to quench my hunger. That is my need. But wants are something different. Wants are those needs which are directed towards specific object. I will give you an example. For needs, we say that I am hungry and I can have food. I am not specifying whether it should be vegetarian food, non-vegetarian food, Indian food, Chinese food, Thai food, etc. But in case of wants, the need are directed towards specific object. I am hungry and I should be having some kind of non-vegetarian food, Indian non-vegetarian food, tandoor food or Chinese food. Then that is called as a want. So understanding the need and wants of the guest, committing every element of the organization from designing of the infrastructure to the interaction between the guest and the cast. Cast means your employees, the service provider, to the creation of an exceptional experience. That is very much needed. I said that all the three phases, the pre-purchase phases, the service encounter phases and the post-purchase phases, all these three phases has to be taken care of in order to create an exceptional experience to the guests visiting to your premises. If we see the model of Disney's quality service, it takes help of a compass known as Guestology. Compass means there are certain angles, there are certain elements which are joined together in order to provide this exceptional service delivery system. So what are the various elements? They are having 6 core elements. What are they? Service standards, cast or employees, setting, process, integration and service theme. These are the 6 core elements of the compass derived by the Disney people. And at the core, the concept of guestology is there to study and exceed expectations. This is the approach given by the Disney people. Now, we will be discussing them individually. What do you mean by service standard, caste, setting, process, integration, service theme, and the guestology. Coming to the first one, that is the center one, guestology. It is all about studying your customer more efficiently. They define guestology as the study of the people for whom we are providing services. We as a company need to study our customer. Disney calls it the art and science of knowing and understanding their guest. Okay. Let's come back. What do you mean by this art and science? Often in case of your principle of management, we say that principle of management or simply management is the combination of both art and science. Can somebody define it to me? See, why it is called as a science, why this concept of guestology is called as a science? Because there are written theories, there are written kind of practices. Therefore it is called as a science. As a science is more dependent upon various theories, as the art of science is majorly dependent upon various theorems. Similarly, the concept of guestology is also derived upon certain theories. Therefore it is called as the science of the art. Then comes to art, the way you are practicing it. See, not all batsmen will become Virat Kohli, not all batsmen become Sachin Tendulkar, because they have mastered the art of playing cricket. Similarly, as a company, I need to be mastered at understanding as well as practicing the concept of guestology. Then comes quality standard. Quality standard is defined as setting benchmark around the service delivery process. What do you mean by benchmark? You need to set your standard at a highest level so that you can make comparison between what you have kept and what you have achieved. So benchmarking is the setting of the standard to up to a optimal level in order to try to achieve that, or it gives you a scale in order to make comparison between your existing state and the desired state. Similarly, step 2 is about your caste. Here, caste is defined as the employees who work for the company. We need to inject the philosophy of quality in services right from the time of HR planning to recruitment, selection, training and development, etc. See, these are the various features of your HR function, human resource management function. HR planning means estimating how many people you need in future. Then comes recruitment. It is the process of giving advertisement and collecting CVs or resume in order to make a pool of prospective job applicants. Selection is about conducting various tests, interview to figure out the best possible candidate out of them. Training and development in order to train and develop the employee. So in all these steps, we need to incorporate the philosophy of quality in service. Setting are described as the environment, service scape, the facilities, the equipment through which the company provides best-in-class quality service to the customers. Then comes process. Process is defined as the way of delivering the services, the service standard operating procedure through which the step-by-step approach through which the services are getting delivered to the customer. It is implemented to treat all the guests, not only particular guests, not only particular group of guests, but all guests as VIPs. That is called as a process. Then integration. Integration means it is the process of combining the caste setting processes to create a complete operating system for successfully implementing a quality service delivery system. See, many a times the company finds it in a very dilemma in order to make a balance between its employees, its environment and its standard operating procedure. This is the job of a manager in order to make coordination, make a balance between different approaches of the company. Then comes service theme. A service theme is a simple statement which, when shared with all employees, serves as the driving force for meeting the needs of the customer. You must have heard about the mission and vision statement of a company. We will be discussing them in our later classes. But service theme is a simple but unique statement. It's like a dream. It's like a purpose for which we have come into this particular business. And often it serves as a driving force in order to meet the needs of the customer. The need of this, why we need to make it? The need of this is to make everyone in the company understand the basic philosophy of service delivery system. Your employees, your caste, your service provider need to understand why you are doing this business, and you need to incorporate your mission and vision statement in the minds and in the hearts of your employees. The service theme, for example, the service theme followed at the Walt Disney Company is we create happiness. We are not here to do business. We are here to create happiness by providing the finest environment for people of all ages everywhere. Everywhere means this shows their quest for conquering the world. Means we cannot be confined to USA, we cannot be confined to a specific continent itself. We need to be present everywhere. Why we need to be present? We need to create and spread the happiness by providing finest entertainment, finest experience to people of all age groups. These processes then are integrated and aligned to produce magic. The basic aim behind all of this to convert the person availing the product and services from suspect to partners. There is an important concept, there is an interesting concept known as your loyalty ladder. If we see the loyalty ladder are various steps, describing various steps. At the first glance, what you can understand by this ladder means it's a step-by-step approach. It starts from below and goes up to the top. The below one is written as suspect, whereas the top one is written as partners. So what do you mean by that? The basic aim behind all these efforts of Guestology is to turn the people from suspect level from here to become partners. Now, coming to this ladder of loyalty, in order to understand it, we will be starting it from the below part. So, who is called as a suspect? The type of customer who fits into the concept of a customer in the market where the company is operating are called suspect. He may or may not be knowing about the product or service. He may or may not be buying your product and service currently. But if he fits into your definition as a customer, and if he or she is residing at a place where your product and services are offered, then obviously that person becomes a suspect. Means in future he may or may not buy your product, but he falls into the category of suspect. Then the step further, he or she becomes a prospect. Means this is someone who has shown his or her interest in purchasing the company's product and service. In the first step, he was not interested, but he was present in the market where you are operating. Therefore, he was called as a suspect. In the second step, that person who has shown interest in purchasing, who has shown interest in availing your product and service has become the prospect for the company. Then third step is customers. This is someone who purchased the company's product and service for once, the first time buyer. They become their customers. In initial stage, they were not aware about your product or service. They were not interested in your product and service, but they were present in the market. Therefore, they were called as your suspect. Then, when they start to show interest in your product and service, they become the prospect. Then, when they start to buy or when they start to avail your company's product or service, they become customers. Then, clients. This is someone who is repeatedly purchasing the company's product and service. When the customer becomes satisfied, when there is less number of complaints, then obviously they will start to purchase repeatedly. Then they will start to become your client. Then supporter. This is someone who likes the company's product and service and support it passively. See, supporting it in my mind and supporting it verbally, aggressively is something different. When the customer becomes satisfied with the company, he regularly start to buy their product and services. Then gradually he start to like that company itself and support it passively. In my mind, in my heart, I support this company. That is called as a supporter. But when they start to actively recommend the company's product and services to others, I am highly satisfied and I'll be involved in active promotion. Verbally, written, I start to advocate. See, the meaning of advocate means you are saying on behalf of somebody. Similarly, highly satisfied customer becomes the advocate for a company when they start to actively recommend the products and services of the company to others and do marketing for your company. Then they will become your advocates. Then the final step of partner, consumer who become active members in the company and treat it as of their own by participating in product and service development testing. They need to be participated in various product development, services testing, product testing, services delivery process, services development process, and they actively participate in all the processes. They become your partners. So the basic aim behind this Guestology term is to convert all people from this suspect stage up to the partner stage. So for today this much is there. Next class we will continue about how to carry out the concept of Guestology. Thank you.